interested in finding out that there is serious infighting within ZANU-PF, then you have to look no further than actually the behavior of Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa supporters, parallel structures, as well as also Barakashi, who are actually tasked with managing the information of Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. Greetings and welcome on your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. So, Temba Mliswa is continuing to actually put pressure on the retired General Chiwenga faction, I mean family, rather than the faction this time around, because numerous missiles are launched specifically targeting the wife of the VP, retired General Chiwenga. In the morning, I covered something that he had written, and following, and when I did that, not only did I cover that, but also other online publications in Zimbabwe did cover that. And one of the online publication that did that was actually the Nehanda Radio, which says if Colonel Baloy's presence in MIT constitutes a parallel structure, then Major Sean Mnangagwa's presence in the army then Major Sean Mnangagwa's presence in the entire, sorry, let me take it again. If Colonel Baloy's presence in MIT constitutes a parallel structure, then Major Sean Mnangagwa's presence in the army is the entire state running parallel to itself. And then it continues to say, when people see Sean, do they see a soldier or do they see the president's son? By Mliswa's own logic, Sean's uniform is a national security risk, a visible fusion of dynasty and defense. Yet, strangely, Mliswa has nothing to say about. And then Temba Mliswa had to quickly respond on that online publication, but as usual, being emotional. Listen to what he says. He says, Wafa waroba, in your hasty desire to appease your faction. Now, because the media covered what he said and interpreted it and analyzed it, it has automatically been relegated to the faction of retired General Chiwenga. That is how Mnangagwa has actually contaminated the Zimbabwean society. Now, if you write, it's either you are belonging to the one of the factions. If you analyze, it's either, especially if the other faction feels you were actually aiming at them so much, then you would be labeled. So let me read what he says. In your haste, a desire to appease your faction, you have totally missed the point. There is no comparison to make between the VP's wife and Sean. An applicable comparison would have been with the First Lady or someone of equal standing. Your comparison is dubious, only hanging by the thread of both individuals having military uniforms. There is absolutely no difference here. Minnie Baloyi is suffering because of being associated with retired General Chiwenga. Equally so, Sean Mnangagwa should also be viewed in the same light as the same gauge that Temba Mliswa is using on Minnie Baloyi Chiwenga is the same gauge that also this publication was using on actually Sean Mnangagwa, who happens to be Mnangagwa's son. By being part of the military, whilst being the president's son. Also, that compromises issues of national security. It means national security can be easily monopolized. We've heard that he is actually a parallel central intelligence figure for Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, and he has been backing the phones of actually senior ZANU-PF officials to listen to their communication so as to distinguish on whether they are supporting the Mnangagwa faction or they are supporting the retired General Chiwenga faction. Then he continues to say, just as the VP periodically is acting president, that means she also gets to be acting first lady. With such a standing, she can't alternate that with a day job in the army where she has to take orders from others. It's as simple as that. The parallel structure issues are additional endeavors, worsening her already precarious position. Otherwise, her status as the wife of the VP warrants her removal, that she may focus on charity works as most ladies in her position do. The First Lady, Mai Mnangagwa, is focusing on charity work through Angel of Hope, reducing interference with government work. Temba Mliswa is actually a double standard. He shows that he is really an agent and he is paid to defend Mnangagwa. Now, the same First Lady that he is talking about is part of the ZANU-PF Politburo. By being part of the ZANU-PF Politburo, she is actually influencing the government policies. She is participating in the politics of the day. Minnie Chiwenga is neither there. She got married to Chiwenga while she was in the military. So should she then suffer because of getting married to a man who is second in charge in the Zimbabwean politics? Definitely that is nonsensical from Temba Mliswa. He is really depicting his double agent nature, nothing less or nothing more than that. Why can't she do the same and avoid her current social media campaigns for the VP? She has never done social media campaigns. This is propaganda. Those actions justify a very argument I'm making that she is now compromised as she is advancing personal causes since she is an interested party in factional issues. The integrity of the VP's office, but that is also done by Mnangagwa's wife. She is busy campaigning for her husband. So obviously, if your husband is in politics, you have a duty to support your husband. You have got a duty to publicize everything that your husband wants to put particularly on the public eye. So Minnie Chiwenga is suffering because of the statements that have been delivered by retired General Chiwenga on her social media page. I think each and every, be it a husband or a wife, will actually do so to the spouse in support of the spouse, not entering any political terrain. She does not add anything. She just publicizes what Chiwenga would have actually delivered. So then he goes on to say, let me just read this nonsense and finish it so fast. The integrity of the VP's office should be protected, and that includes avoiding its bastardization in a private fiefdom for political. This statement suits Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa's family because retired General Chiwenga's wife is not a politician. She has never even said, I want my husband to be the president. There is no statement of her saying that. She has simply quoted, not even quoted, took the statements of her husband or publicized the political work of her husband on her social media page without giving analysis. If Chiwenga delivers a speech, she posts exactly that. The shown issue through secondary to the debate, though secondary to the debate, since he isn't a VP, is a normal template across the political world with leaders such as Museveni. So you think Museveni is a good example? Kagame, Trump, etc., working with their children, usually in areas of security. It's normal even with ministers who use relatives as penal aids. Your challenge is that once you begin pegging a political candidate, you become blind to everything, and they will go to great lengths to justify and defend them. I think these words suits Temba Mliswa exactly. He is blinded by the 500 US dollars he was given, and he expects everyone to see that even people are actually on the side of Minnie. Let me read first three comments of people after Temba Mliswa actually sought to decampaign the wife of retired General Chiwenga. Waroba's comparison may be provocative, but dismissing it outright misses a deeper point about institutional consistency and the dangers of selective outrage. Let's start with the claim that the VP's wife should be compared only to the First Lady. That's a flawed premise. The First Lady is married to the head of state. The VP's wife is not. Their roles are not constitutionally equivalent, nor are they bound by the same expectations. If anything, the comparison to shown, however imperfect, raises a valid question. Why is it acceptable for some political families to embed themselves in state structures while others are vilified for it? The idea that the VP's wife becomes acting First Lady when her husband is acting president is a constitutional fantasy. Zimbabwe's constitution does not recognize a rotating First Lady role. Does not recognize a rotating First Lady role. The office of the First Lady is informal, symbolic, and not transferable like a ministerial portfolio. To suggest otherwise is to invent a protocol to suit a political narrative. They handled him so perfectly. Moreover, the argument that she must abandon her military career because of her husband's position is deeply regressive. It implies that women married to powerful men must surrender their professional identities to perform ceremonial roles. That's not a defense of institutional integrity. It's a call for patriarchal conformity. If her military role presents a conflict of interest, let's debate that on legal and ethical grounds, not on outdated gender expectations. As for the subtle social media campaigns, that's a slippery slope. If we begin disqualifying individuals from public service based on perceived political sympathies or family ties, we risk turning the state into a purity test for loyalty. The same logic could be used to purge entire ministries of anyone with a relative in politics. Finally, invoking Museveni, Kagame, and Trump to normalize nepotism, condemning the VP's wife for merely holding a job, is a contradiction. If we are serious about protecting the integrity of public office, then let's apply that standard evenly across all factions, all families, and all genders. The real danger isn't that the VP's wife wears a uniform. It's that we are willing to weaponize protocol and morality selectively, depending on whose ambitions we fear most. I think this is just someone commenting at Temba Mliswa. Then someone says, where is the constitution? Where in the constitution is the office of the First Lady recognized? They are actually asking Temba Mliswa, very not emotional like him. insulting people. No, they're asking, someone says, Comrade Mliswa, is First Lady an official government of Zimbabwe position? I think people have asked this question. I wonder whether the emotional Temba Mliswa will actually answer these questions. But what Temba Mliswa is doing, I think if we had women rights organizations, they should actually condemn these men who disrespect women with a track record of undermining women, seeing women as objects. This can be actually traced from, I mean, if you look at the children that he has with all the women that he had actually gotten children from, he did not marry any of those women. He just takes children. He uses women, he sees women as objects. And the way he attacks actually Minnie Chiwenga, this is exactly, this portrays the exact character of Temba Mliswa. Thank you very much for watching us. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars. Oganqulu Umhlabane is signing off. Let me love and leave you. Let's meet on the other side of the live broadcast as I give